Alright, you guys, I am gonna be honest, I'm really getting sick and tired of trying to put this video together, and I apologize because it's taken me like weeks. I think my last video was 2 or 3 weeks now, and it's gonna be longer because by the time I put this out, I'm probably gonna have to get a new computer or something. My computer keeps shutting down, keeps having errors. It's just a mess. So by the time I get this video out for the ZL1, I'll probably be months down the road. So greatly apologize, but by the time this is out, I should be back up and running with something else. So that'll be good. Welcome back, another episode of Motor Trend. Cam time. Alright guys, it's time to do more work on the ZL1, which I've been putting in, and to be honest, when I wear gloves when I work, I had to drain so much fluid, moving the radiator and everything, so it's honestly a little challenging to film and do that at the same time, not wanting to get my expensive camera dirty. So I'll put a link to the tutorial kind of what I used for this cam swap, and also I've used the same one for previous LS3 cam swap. So very good information, very useful on a forum page that I used to follow. So I still follow, I'm not active much on it anymore. So just to show you guys real quick kind of what is going on. Everything is freaking broken down. You can see that I've broken the motor down. The whole front assembly and everything is off. Okay, that's for the cam. I just took it out, and it is right here. Old one, stock ZL1, and the new baby. Man, it's so shiny. Look at it. I haven't lubed her up yet, but whew, 3-bolt cam. And alright, there it is. She Gone Cam by DMS. It is a custom grind TSB cam. The specs I had on a card. Give me a second. I'll find them real quick. So there you go. For all you all. Hopefully that focus is okay. Texas TSB. Let's get it. I'm about to put it in now. And then do some work on the valve train. And then close it all up. Headers are already on. I already put the ID 1050 injectors on. Those babies are in. They're just waiting. And got a bunch of stuff. ATI super damper, and then got to plumb all the heat exchanger plumbing there. So I'll film a little bit of different things, but honestly, like I said, it's really challenging to film and get all greasy at the same time. I really don't want to touch the camera and stuff. So alright, I'm gonna finish up the cam. Alright, I pulled out the trusty Ultra Slick engine lube. Stuff's been around for a while in my garage, literally probably 8 years since I first used it with my other LS3. I don't think this is really not recommended, but I don't think it's necessary. I just like to do it because it helps obviously glide your cam in. So we're gonna go ahead and lube her up really nice. Oh yeah, look at that. And then we're just gonna kind of spread it around. Don't be nice with it, you just gotta, okay, this metal's not gonna hurt anything. So leave your 3 pump water bolts inside so you can get some leverage at the end. Once you got it all pretty much lubed up with the assembly lube, you can put her in. Take your time with this too, because you really have to feel where the bearings are being seated, and you don't want to rush it. Nice and smooth. Oh yeah. This cam is gonna wake this engine up, guaranteed. Alright, now this back part is challenging. This is where those bolts come in handy. Cool. Now it's in, and it spins freely because I've already got all the lifters jacked up with these dowels. So that's it. 3-bolt cam is in. Got the chain back on, tensioner back tight. I didn't mess with the chain at all, or I didn't mess with the pump at all because I didn't change out the damper, and I kept the stock chain. So yeah, she's in, and now I'm starting to work on the valve train. Got my comp cam spring compressor in there, and I'm going to be putting in here these titanium retainers. Got these Brian Tooley double springs, and then I also have these CHE made rockers. This replaces the internal bearings of the stock ones, longevity here. I had those in my last LS3, they were really great. So, and then I got some push rods by Comp Cams, I believe. So let's go ahead and put these in. Alright, so I'm not gonna lie, doing the valve train and springs is probably the worst part, but at the same time very relaxing. The spring compressor tool that I use, it helps out a lot. The Crane Comp Cam is the best one I've found. So as you can see, I've only got cylinder 1 in. That's what they'll all look like all the way back. Cylinder 1 and cylinder 6 are both in, and that's because you have to make sure when you're rotating the crank over that your top dead center is at the cylinders you're working at. Otherwise your valves are going to fall down, way down, and I don't even know how far down because I've never done that, so, or let them do that. So basically at the crank notch, and or like the indicator, whatever they call it, the crank indicator, it's like a little ball, and then the cam indicator, which is this right here, and then the crank, you can't really see it, but it's sitting directly at the 12 o'clock. So crank or cam indicator 6 o'clock, and the crank indicator at 12. That is top dead center for pistons 1 and 6. Then you rotate it 90 degrees clockwise. Then I believe you get 8 and 5, and then you do another clockwise, and then you get actually, yeah, I think it's 8 and 5. Then you do another clockwise 90 degrees, and it's 7 and 4. Then you do another 90 degree turn, and it's 3 and 2, and that'll close up everything. So valve train will be done, and then you can put the rockers on. So I'll link everything to the thread that I did all this work from. So if I confused you at all, I apologize. It'll be in there perfectly clear for you to read. So very detailed with pictures, so it's good. So real quick, I also wanted to show you guys the ZL1 brick, because I got it back reinforced, so it looks a lot nicer now. They welded that aluminum plate on there in the back, really nice. And then also there's an aluminum plate there on the front. So this ZL1 brick has been known to collapse under boost pressure, so I don't know what boost pressure collapses, but yep, so she's not going to do that no more. Now I'm going to put it back in, and that heat exchanger is going to serve me well plenty of years. Well, I got as far as buttoning up the valve train and putting the balancer on. I've only got it to 145 foot-pounds, which I need 240, so this sucks by yourself. So I gotta get under the car and lock the flywheel. Let's go ahead and do that. Guys, there's one thing left that I didn't do, and that is to open up this oil filter, see if there's anything crazy inside. Now, when I dropped the oil initially, I didn't see anything in the pan or on the magnetic plug, but I just wanted to add this in here and more or less show you all how to open up an oil filter without getting any more contaminants inside the filter itself. You want to just basically take your pair of tin snips here, and you're going to be cutting off this outer lip right on the top. So once you can get into there, yeah, there's a bit of oil still left in, so I'm probably going to have to transfer this to my pan really quickly. But the outside of the can of the filter is made of really thin metal, so if you can get in here and just cut off this lip, depending on the filter you have, it might be a little challenging. There we go, starting to get it. I have that right angle almost. And she's off. So, as you can see here, once you get that top part off, everything's just going to come out. So it's really easy. That's your main hold up there. So now you can start inspecting everything. Nothing is going to be on this top part for sure, but once you start opening all these internals, hoping we don't see anything crazy. Alright, nothing crazy in the filter. Nothing on the bottom. No big chunks anyway, that's good. See, filter comes right out. Let's go ahead and put that down there. And then I'm going to drain the rest of this oil. Test here. Alright. Yeah. Oh, what was that? Okay. Just a spring. So, nothing in there. Woo! Alright, back in the garage. I just want to give you guys a little update. I've been working pretty often the last couple days, taking my time. We all know it probably doesn't take this long to do a cam swap and everything else I'm putting in, but let's be honest, I like to, you know, have a methodical approach and have enough time so that I'm not stressed out, so I make sure everything goes back, and I don't, first of all, I don't break anything. That's the number one thing you don't want to do, is break any bolts or do any of that crazy stuff. So I'll give you guys a little glimpse here. I got the heat exchanger on. It looks beautiful. Look at that thing, man. So much thicker. I mean, look how much thicker this is. Just putting my finger up to it, that much more. And then go over here to the stock guy. Oh man, Supercharger's gonna love this heat exchanger for sure. So I got it all plumbed up and put the radiator back on, put the trans cooler and the AC cooler back together. So the only thing I have left to do, yesterday I got the hub on, but I forgot to put the inner hub, which is this big guy. So I basically had to take it back off with my impact gun, and I gotta have my neighbor come back over here and help me put it back on to wrench it onto 240 foot-pounds. I decided for now just to go with the stock pump again. I think when I actually put in the high flow, I might have to mount it up here somewhere with a bracket, or maybe down there on the frame. So if anybody's watching this and have done that before, chime in on what you did. If you mount it here, on the side, down there on the frame. But it's like 60% more flow than the stock pump, but the stock pump is still good, so I'm gonna keep it for now. Let's see. Let's go over to my. I've been doing this roadkill style, and for those that don't know roadkill, man, you get it. You're behind times. You better go watch it. So, I've been doing this like Freiburger style. So roadkill. Go ahead and. All right, cam in. Oh, that's moving around. Hold on. Let me get my knee on this. All right, cam in. Valve train, rockers, springs. Valve train is done. Closed up. Heat exchanger is in. Reservoir tank still got to mount. Waiting for the ported supercharger to come back, and the snout, spark plug and wires are in. Throttle body will go on after I put on the supercharger. Heat exchanger pump, actually let's just cross that off because we didn't put that in yet. The plumbing is done for the most part. I just have to finish up from the pump down there to obviously the intake and exit ports of the supercharger, and then the reservoir tank will go here. So that's more or less done. I probably could have left that open. Oil coolant is kind of a last step thing. Injectors already put on, just have to mount the fuel rail back on once the supercharger's in. ATI damper on. Flex fuel, or sorry, not flex fuel, don't get confused. DSX auxiliary fuel. It's like an auxiliary fuel pump to back up the stock system. That's gonna go on after, once I'm done, probably. And I spent some gas because I was an idiot and filled up my tank before I put the car in the garage and started breaking it down. So I'm not able to do that yet, but that's okay. And then of course I got the Mighty Mouse catch can, which I'll put on. So most of the stuff is done, and I'm excited to pretty much close it up here soon. Just got to do the damper and a couple little things, and then wait for the supercharger to come back from Kong Performance. So, alright, real quick, in the middle of the ZL1 project, I had to unbox some other stuff for the 68. So, I got all of these goodies in from Chassis Works, Chris Austin's Chassis Works. Stickers, boom. More or less, this is what you're looking at right here. G-bar, or excuse me, billet G-Link. 4-bar coilover suspension, and then obviously rear anti-roll bar, and then not sure why I really got the brake kit instructions, because I ordered brakes from a different vendor, I believe. I'm almost 100% sure. So these things look pretty cool. This is all very well built, race driven material, so I know they put a lot of work into this stuff, and the quality is really nice. Solid welds. I mean, this stuff is pretty massive. This is the cradle, side cradle pieces. That's more or less these right here. So front and rear coilover, 68 is gonna have. It's gonna be dialed in for any track use that I want to put it through. Oh, and then I also got in the Chassis Works spring compressor for their springs. The one I have doesn't really work well because it's a little bit larger for like larger springs. Their coilover springs are a little bit smaller in diameter, so this one definitely is going to help me compress for the front, because I still need to put the fronts on. So this will be good for the front and the brakes. So I got everything else in here, and this is the rear anti-roll bar here. Everything else is nicely packaged and ready to be put on, but I got to finish the ZL1 first, because that's my daily and I need to get back to work. Check this out. I already took it out of the package. It came all nice and wrapped up from Kong. And man, this thing came out real nice. Whew. Let's get it. We got this Grip Tech 2.55 with a little Kong Performance badge on it. Ooh, I'm so excited. This thing's gonna go on and make her get some good amount of horsepower out of it. So let's go ahead and see what this will do. I'm done. Everything's back on. Supercharger's back on. Everything else is buttoned up. Plumbing's all done. Catch cam plumbing. I just topped it off with fluids. Probably have to turn her on. Since I didn't pour any oil in the valve train, I unplugged the coil packs and just turned the car over for a few seconds and let the oil kind of pressurize up into the valve train. So it's a little trick my buddy taught me to do. But everything is ready. I'm excited. It's probably going to be loud and probably not going to run very much at all because it's going to realize or not realize what I put into it. So I might have to take it to my buddies to get it tuned right away. So let's go ahead and get it on and see what it sounds like. Alright, so what you guys saw there was a ton of black smoke. Like, I'm rolling tied up in this mother. Man, Ivan's got to tune this thing for me because I can't. If I drove it down the road with this, it'd probably waste my my spark plugs, and I really don't want that to happen. So, alright, before we do the tune, my buddy's coming over to help me get it out of the garage because it doesn't want to start with what's going on right now. So, I almost forgot I got to cross off the rest of the roadkill list. So let's go over what we got left. Super easy, not much. Let's see. Poured the supercharger snout, done. Oil coolant is in. Reservoir tank is on. Catch can done. The only thing I have left is that auxiliary fuel. Oh, no, almost missed one. Throttle body done. That crosses off our roadkill list, but the only thing I have left is the auxiliary fuel pump. But I think I'll be okay for now until I switch to 85. That pump might be able to stay off, so I need to drive around a little bit and get some fuel out of the tank for me to be able to drill into the tank and put this pump in line with the hoses. So that's it. Roadkill list is done. I'm closing up shop here. My buddy Ivan's coming to do some tunes here, and we'll get some footage of that too. Alright guys, finally was able to put the video together. Sorry it took me so long. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll link everything down to the forum tutorial where I did all the cam swap with this car and my previous SS. Big thanks to Ivan at Southwest Speed for hooking me up with the Dyno tune at my house and at his shop. Yeah, I'll run with these numbers for now and until I get bored of it. So, until next time, see you guys later.